project. Please specify a project. Please select a mission. Please select a mission.
2 engineers are being held in the observation post southwest of Ngumba Industrial Zone. Boss, your mission is to rescue them. The targets are civilians, 1 male, 1 female. They were dispatched to the area by an international health organization, but disappeared shortly after. Extract the 2 targets and help them escape the country.
Mission accepted. Heading to Central Africa.
Rescue the 2 prisoners being held in a guard post to the southwest of Ngumba Industrial Zone. The targets are civilians, 1 male, 1 female. Apparently they're specialists sent out there to investigate infectious diseases. They were frequent visitors to that devil's house at Zoyabadipur. If you recover them, we'll finally be able to get first-hand accounts of what's been going on in that place.
Marker placed.
Take aim. Fire! ready.
update. You have arrived at your destination. Analysis complete.
Boss, an enemy squad is on its way to the guard post. Watch yourself.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. You have arrived at your destination. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The clouds approaching. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Where are your friends?
Some will rise momentarily.
Spit it out.
Enemy presence detected.
Where are the others?
The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Weer on mij! Beweeg! Gaan! Where are your friends? Spit it out.
The map has been updated. Analysis complete.
Take a good look at his face. That could be the target.
Detected. The map has been updated.
Voyandige contact!
That's the target extracted. Now extract the remaining target.
Fire!
Help me! You know,
The map has
you're
been
all right.
updated.
You need to help her.
Come to rescue me. I was asked to show that man around here. Dangerous work. I hated every second.
situation. Great work. Now exfiltrate.
Please select a landing zone. Support helicopter. Extraction.
Captured an enemy vehicle. Just like weapons and items, you can use your iDroid to have vehicles you've extracted airdropped in. You can also let members of the combat unit use them on dispatch missions.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. On station at LZ! Gaining altitude.
That's it. You've made it out of the hot zone. No sign of the enemy. Mission complete, boss.
Departing.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
All right. Mission complete, boss. Maybe you'll actually break a sweat next time, huh? Boss, we placed the 2 targets in quarantine. They don't show signs of anything, but we'll monitor them just the same. If they had access to the Devil's House, I doubt they were sent there by some health organization. Cypher used them, and would have eliminated them eventually. But we'll protect them here. They've agreed to that. After all, we helped them out of the country as promised. The mission's complete. But boss, they've been behind the curtains at Ngumba. They examine the patients there nearly every day. They told us the patients were being made to listen to voices on tape. But the male target added something interesting. He said he doesn't know what was on the tapes because there was no English version. Of all the voices that were shoved down those people's throats, English wasn't one of them.
Boss, staying on the battlefield that long will have a negative impact on your health. Why not head back to Mother Base for a shower once in a while?
The boss is back. Let's go refuel and load up on artillery.
We're good to go, Chief.
What's the matter?
Stop this! Now!
What the fuck, you freak?
Give me a hand! Hold her still! Dismissed.
Payback for how they treated her?
Doesn't explain the others. She had every chance to kill them. Tight security on her cell. This happens a second time. There won't be a third.
Boss, about Eli.
Welcome
I'd
home.
heard that one product of the Les Enfants Terribles project went missing in Africa. The age would be about right. Now, I'm not saying I think it's Eli, but I want to run a genetic test all the same. Don't worry, I'll have it done without him noticing. The test may take some time, but I'll tell you as soon as we have the results.
Thank you for letting me join Diamond Dogs. I'll give you everything I have.
Boss, we're ready to develop new equipment.
Boss! Boss!
Function added. Please select development project has been added. Commencing platform construction.
Come on, she's inhuman. What is she? Alien? Some kind of bioroid?
Please select a mission.
She moves, disappears. Count anything out. Give me a break. It's public technology.
Please select a landing zone.
Roger.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Boss, do you think you can bring back more additional planes?
This is B-Quad. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
Specify a project. Development complete. Please select a mission.
Boss, this contract comes from the Mbeli rebel militants. That's right. That general's fighters. Recently, one of their child soldier platoons staged an insurrection and split from the main group. Thing is, they took a hostage with them. The general's brother. His number 2. The contract is to extract both that prisoner and the leader of the renegade platoon. The message reads, "I love my brother. You must bring him back to me alive." It also says this about the leader of the child soldiers. He is an excellent soldier. I want to persuade him to rejoin the ranks of the righteous. Sounds a little too forgiving for the man who ordered those kids dead at the mine. I wonder what kind of persuasion the general has in store. With that in mind, here are your objectives. First, rescue and return the general's number 2 as requested. Second, extract the renegade leader, and we'll keep him at Mother Base. In other words, extract both targets out of the region. Good luck, boss.
Heading to Central Africa.
Your mission objectives are to extract the child soldier's commander and their captive, the general's number 2. This child soldier platoon decided to break away from the Mbeli militants. They took the number 2 captive and have occupied an abandoned village. Start by checking that location on your map. Boss, the child soldiers will treat you as an enemy, but they're just kids. See that they don't get hurt.
Please select a drop point. Supplies requested. Vehicle drop complete. Reconnaissance is best conducted from high vantage points. I've marked a good spot on your map. Take a look at your iDroid. Arrived at Mother Base. The map has been updated. Marker placed. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Looks perfect for reconning the village. Is that him? Take a good look at their faces. There he is, the commander. Extract him.
Enemy presence detected.
Another group of child soldiers. No, must be a squad they had out on patrol. Security will be tighter now. Watch yourselves. Fire. Okay, that's the general's brother. His number 2. Get him out of there, boss. Patrol soldier has entered the village. Must have been out on patrol. Looks like they had more than one patrol out. Security will be tighter now. Watch yourself.
Bangi ya General ya Bakala. Ilungu, Mosi, Kata ya Bankaka, na Mono, Yelaka Mono, Mambu General Saraka.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Please select a landing zone. A support helicopter
Roger.
requested. Enemy presence detected.
Kids, disengage or use your tranquilizer pistol or CQC to put him down gently.
Caution, rain approaching.
That's the target prisoner. That's the target prisoner. He's injured. Looks half-starved, too. There's no way he can stand the shock of a Fulton extraction. Get him out by chopper.
This is Pequot! On station at LZ!
Alright, now you just need to extract the general's number 2. You've completed your objective. Now get out of the hot zone.
Gaining altitude. Departing.
Mission complete, boss. Boss, about how we report this one to the client. I'll tell them we took heavy resistance from the renegade platoon, and the hostage was killed in the firefight. Also, their leader wouldn't let himself be taken alive. I doubt the client will pay us for this one, but we got a big enough reward from the General's #2 instead. And as for the #2, he's saying he wants to join Diamond Dogs. I guess he knows what that means for him. He said, if I'm working for you, I can be #2 or #200 for all I care.
Boss, we have an emergency. Many of our staff are falling ill. At first it seemed like a common cold, but before we knew it, blisters started popping up on their chests and... Damn it. I'll fill you in at the ACC. Just get in the chopper.
Look closely. Those are the symptoms of the infection on Mother Base. The blisters on the body were full of tiny worms. Parasite larvae, most likely. But we couldn't find any adults. It doesn't seem to mature in the body, like a spargatum. We don't know the root of infection, or what causes symptoms to develop.
Boss, do you remember seeing these symptoms before? The bodies floating around in the oil facility, the bedridden test subjects at the Devil's House. This epidemic looks just like what we've seen on our hunt for Cypher.
So this is the weapon of mass destruction Cypher was working on in Africa.
Boss, the situation is urgent. We need to quarantine the infected and contain the pathogen. Priority now is to prevent more casualties. But the problem is, how do we tell who's infected? During the incubation period, we have no way of knowing who's clean. You'll have to try and guess who's infected before they go symptomatic and quarantine them. That'd be easy if we just knew the route or vector of the infection. From now on, if you even suspect a staff member's infected, use your iDroid to order them into quarantine. Given the situation, the men won't submit to quarantine just because I or the medical team tell them to. But they will listen to you. Of course, it's just a temporary measure until we find a permanent solution. But at least they'd be in solitary isolation so they won't infect each other, and we get the mental care they need. If we do nothing, we'll only lose more people. We have no choice. Boss, open your iDroid. I'll explain how to quarantine staff members suspected of infection. Go to the Mother Base menu and select Staff Management. First, take a look at the quarantine facility we've set up. We'll isolate anyone who's already symptomatic at the quarantine facility. But we have to expect that there are multiple staff who are infected, but asymptomatic. So how do we identify them? At present, we have no way to tell them apart. But there has to be something for us to go on. If you notice anything, reassign staff you suspect are infected to the quarantine facility. We'll monitor them and then contact you if there's a change in their condition. Correctly quarantining these asymptomatic infected will reduce the number of new infections. You should continue with your missions as usual. If Cypher is behind this, going after them should help us determine the root cause of this epidemic. Also, until we identify the pathogen, we can't fire or dispatch any staff. We cannot let this thing spread. Boss, get to the bottom of this fast. We're counting on you.
Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Staff assigned.